Hello, everybody. My name is Shandy Beiruti, and I'm in the pre-sales organization at SAP. My focus area is finance and risk. So today we are going to go over SAP Cloud for Real Estate and just delve into a little bit of detail. The agenda that I've prepared for you today consists of three main parts. So first of all, we're going to take a look at a couple of trends in corporate real estate today. And then we're going to take a look at SAP Cloud for Real Estate. And then right at the end, I'm going to do a quick demo for you. Okay, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the webinar. So to start off, some of the trends that we have going on in corporate real estate today is for a lot of organizations, real estate makes up a significant portion of their monthly and annual expenses. And their buildings also consume a large percentage of energy. So a study recently that was done has shown that since this whole COVID story began, some urban areas in the world have seen up to a 75% reduction in CO2 emissions. So I know obviously a lot of those emissions are going to be from transportation and vehicles and so on, but a massive contributor to that reduction is the fact that production facilities and places of business have had to temporarily close up shop, which really shows how much emissions they contribute. So real estate as a whole can be quite a significant expense for a lot of businesses. In corporate real estate today, there are also not just corporate real estate, but there are a lot of changes that are taking place with the way we utilize and the way we interact with our workplaces and our homes due to the exponential and continuous growth and improvement in technology. So what I mentioned just now, COVID has showed us how rapidly the way that we work can change. And we're stumbling upon unexpected benefits, not only in the new normal of working remotely, but also in the overall undeniable and unavoidable motivation that companies now have to revolutionize the way we work. SAP enables a digital real estate transformation that I think is well described by the phrase intelligently connecting people, buildings, and businesses. Intelligently connecting people, buildings, and businesses. And by using smart technology and sensors, let's say, we're able to leverage numerous data sources that real estate managers can use now to get much better insight into the status of their buildings, into the usage of the buildings. Assets like elevators and heaters and air cons are all connected via IoT, which is the Internet of Things, and provide information to set up predictive maintenance. Okay, so this is the real estate of the future. So imagine if meeting room utilization could be managed with additional smart room booking solutions and real-time insights into that. And imagine if we could monitor building compliance based on the data that the building itself is sharing with us. So with SAP, we don't have to imagine that stuff anymore. It's not a dream, but we have worked on and continuously work on making that a reality for businesses today. So it's a powerful tool that helps businesses reduce workspace spend by providing transparency between actual and planned expenses. And the solution is also natively integrated with SAP S/4HANA, which provides you with real-time updates and synchronization. And with this solution, you're able to do a couple things. First of all, you can improve your resource utilization by combining real-time occupancy insights, cost drivers, and business KPIs. It's completely compliant with the new IFRS regulation, IFRS 16, and it's seamlessly integrated into finance operations. an important thing is that you can increase employee productivity because it supports a new working environment. It supports a user-centric service. And you're able to implement consistent data models to streamline processes with internal and external business partners. Another really cool thing, and this is where I get very excited being a millennial, is when the cool technology comes in, right? So we call it intelligent technology. And these kind of technologies are IoT and blockchain, virtual reality, intelligent data, machine learning, artificial intelligence. And with Cloud for Real Estate, you're able to build and consume these technologies along with next generation applications. So just in general, making the workplace cheaper, more interactive, and it provides you with more transparency, makes it smarter. Okay, so the three main components of SAP Cloud for Real Estate that we are going to cover today is location management, workspace management, and contract and lease management. And we're going to have a look at each of those in First of all, we have location management. So it provides essential information to generate a digital twin of your location. Okay, so it includes details about the real estate portfolio, building details like structure, measurements, occupancy, and we've also provided easy navigation for the end user. So this is an open, flexible, and scalable solution that supports on-trend functionality, which allows corporate real estate managers to have the ability to get a high-level view of buildings in the portfolio, along with capacity and costs. Location managers also have the ability to assess key measures for overall portfolio performance in one view, and they have access to basic contract details for buildings from the contract management module, which enables users who do not need full contract view to see the costs and capacity. We know that the reality today is that real estate management is a collaborative business. Many stakeholders are working with fragmented data coming from different people on different communication pathways, all on the same set of data, right? But it's can be a bit of a mess, and keeping up with information and keeping it up to date can be quite a big challenge. But SAP Location Management helps resolve some of these challenges by using intelligent technology in such a way that, for example, you're able to create a digital twin of your building, as I mentioned earlier, which focuses on providing a consistent data model for all of the stakeholders involved in the process in order to improve those lines of collaboration and data management, as I mentioned earlier. So this digital twin will also be the basis to connect to IoT and many other solutions and components, which provides you with a rich set of information that can be captured, like master data and documents, technical instructions, 2D and 3D models, and building information models. So I'm going to show you some of these in our demo in a little bit. So location management also offers building insights broken down by floor. So your virtual data modeling allows quick access to building usage details, and it also gives you insight into the relevant KPIs that you have in real estate. So location managers are also able to drill down into building details, such as the ownership status, the dates that you've acquired your building. There's a graphical visualization of the space types, and there's also access to building information modeling, virtual reality, and all those other intelligent technologies that I was talking about. So, for example, a real life use case is when I joined SAP, we had a few onboarding things to do, tasks to complete. And one of them was to use a VR headset, like an Oculus headset, to virtually view different locations that we have around the world. And for a new for a new employee, it was really cool and really exciting. But maybe a little bit ahead of its time, but I mean, this is the way of the future. So imagine, you onboarding a new person in HR and they've never been to your site and they don't know where anyone sits. You can give them a 3D tour of the building that you're sitting in, so they can see where their desk is, where their manager is, where the snack cupboard is. So just a real life example. So continuing on with this, you can also see the floor plan at a floor level view, and it shows colorized space and categories, and you can see which areas of your floor plan are dedicated and shared, and these kind of things also fit into workspace management. So it helps companies to efficiently manage their office space. You're able to assign teams and individuals to different areas. You can connect your data sources, for example, your HR systems and your backend ERP to integrate cost center data. You can do occupancy cost allocations. You can upload CAD drawings of your building. And in doing this, you're able to optimize the use of your workspace by visualizing and analyzing the occupancy, which will reveal free desks. And that means that you're able to allocate more people to more areas. Here's an example of a floor plan that can be captured for the building, which shows the assignment of different areas. So in doing this, you're not only going to be able to optimize your space, but you're also going to be able to see which areas, for example, you need aircon to be flowing because there's windows, north-facing windows, or you're able to see which areas require that you have lights on permanently, or which areas you need to run a water cooler. So this way you're able to optimize the utilities, something as simple as the utilities in your building, so that you're not wasting costs running permanent aircon in a room that has 3 people in it. The third part of the wheel is cloud for contract and lease management. This is one that I've spoken to quite a number of customers about, and this is because, as you know, there's new IFRS 16 regulations that companies need to comply with, and contract and lease management provides you with a unified platform which helps you standardize your lease in and lease out contracts, your service contracts, and your activities for real estate. So this isn't just for buildings, it also includes machinery, equipment, vehicles, computer hardware, movable assets. And it can support you in your business by simplifying your solution landscape. Okay. How it does that, it helps you have real-time valuation of your leases. It eliminates a number of financial interfaces because there's no longer a need for custom development in your system to bring in details from your fixed assets and your GNL, thereby reducing the number of applications in your system landscape. Okay, so to put in layman's terms, you need to open up fewer screens and fewer systems to get your job done. Okay. And I know that this IFRS 16 thing can be quite a complex thing for people to comply with, to change the entire way of operating. But I think that this provides a unique opportunity for you not only to, tick all the IFRS boxes, but to revolutionize the way that you manage your real estate portfolio from a contract and lease perspective. The calculations done on this platform use real-time valuation data. I know I've said real-time quite a couple of times during this presentation so far, but what enables that is the new S4 database. Okay, I'll skip all the technical details for you, but it runs a lot faster than most things that we see on the market today, and certainly than what we've previously had at SAP. So that enables the real-time part of this process, and it also enables analytics. Okay, so embedded analytics and automation from those intelligent technologies, and all of these working hand in hand helps reduce your manual work and therefore the potential for human error that comes with that. So once again, it's a single unified platform for your asset accountants, for your lease administrators, and you can ensure out-of-the-box compliance to the latest financial reporting standards. And also something important to mention is that it's not just a plug-in solution, but it's deeply integrated. It's a deeply integrated subcomponent of S/4HANA Finance. So as you can see on the right-hand side, you know, your GL, your AP and AR, your controlling, all of that information is flowing freely in and out of your real estate portfolio, in and out of your contract and lease management solution. Okay. Contract and lease management consists of three main components. First of all, we have contract management, and here I'm just going to rattle off some of the things it can do, but I'm going to show you some of this functionality shortly. So you're able to create and maintain contracts. You can assign existing business partners. You can enter terms and conditions for notice or renewal options, assign contract objects, assign contract conditions and critical dates, reminders for those dates, and you can adjust your conditions and so on going forward. So what contract management gives you is visibility and control and flexibility. Okay. So then the next portion that we have is valuation and classification. And what that gives you is flexible valuation rules for your accounting principle and your contract subject. You've got statistical valuation rules. You can perform valuations, create fixed assets, create cash flows, calculate and post valuation. So, okay, you know, I'm not going to go through every single one of them because this will be shared with you. But what valuation and classification portion of the solution does for your business is that it injects some automation into your business. It helps reduce manual work, and of course, it's fully integrated into your financials. Finally, multi-GARP posting. This is where your IFRS compliance comes in. You can post valuations, depreciations, repayments. Once again, your business partner accounting is integrated. And here, a lot of manual work can be reduced, and human error can also be reduced in this section of it. Okay, so that's a lot of information, and I have gone through it quite quickly. Now I think let us go on to the demo. We're going to take a look at all three areas that I just mentioned to you from a high level perspective. So for those of you that have not interacted with our new user interface yet, this is it. It's called Fiori. And it's I always say it's pretty much like using your iPad or something. It's got applications that you can launch using tiles, so you no longer have to use transaction codes or that kind of thing. But easy navigation, you can change it according to what you want to see, what's most important to you. It's role-based, which means that your end users will only be able to access transactions that they have authorization to, for security purposes. And a very big thing is that it is web-based, which means that you are able to access this from a mobile device. So think of working from home right now. You're able to access your full system, from whatever device you have at home. Okay. So let's open up our location management tile. And this is a cloud-based application. And it immediately brings up a geospatial mapping of all of the sites that you have for your company. So these are examples of SAP locations that we have around the world. And what you can see on the right-hand side is, first of all, area, the physical area that our buildings take up worldwide, and also a breakdown of which buildings are leased and which buildings are owned. Then you can see the occupancy percentage overall and the average portfolio age. So keep an eye on this. As I zoom in to, I'm going to select an area in Germany. When I click on Germany, there we go. The portfolio age changes. So it updates in real time according to whatever it is we're viewing. you are still going to be able to see some details here that you would have for your business at every site. Okay, so it's not only available for one area. So here I've drilled down all the way from a map of the world down to a single building in Potsdam in Germany. Okay, so here's a nice picture of the building. If I click here on my 3D model, it takes a little bit of time to upload, but you're able to upload full CAD models of your buildings, which it helps you visualize your building to see where you can optimize spacing for work desks, for kitchens, and so on. But also from a security perspective, you're able to see potential risk areas. So maybe, a back door that is located too close to something else. And it also helps with any additions that you might want to add onto the building, So you can upload your CAD model here. So here's the Potsdam building. It's fully interactive, so you can zoom in and out. Here we can see what our friend, Steve is having for breakfast. But okay, so there's your 3D model. And back to the details of the building. So first of all, I can view the area by components. So this is the actual square meterage of the building and the allocations of the square meterage. So we know that the biggest portion is workspace. We've got a little bit of space for technical services here. And then we can view the area by floor. So the same legend, the same breakdown by floor. And I can drill down even further into the floor. So if we take a look at the first floor, here's a picture of it. I can view the floor plan. So I can see which desks are in which areas. And here you're able to allocate, for example, these are going to be dedicated workspaces, these are going to be bathrooms, these are going to be open areas, this is going to be a boardroom, so you can view all of that information. And you're also able to launch workspace management directly. Now remember, we're in the location management app. We can launch our workspace management app directly from here. So it's going to take a second, and there we go. It's taken me over to the workspace management app. And here I can view the assignments by space or by team. So you can see that customer care has taken up 11% of the working space, the square meterage, and so on. So it's taken me directly to workspace management to view those details. So now I can click this hyperlink once again to go back to location management app. So just something as simple as not having to go back to your home screen every time and find the same data that you were looking at. It even scrolls down for me back to where I was on the page. Cool. So let's go back to our building. Alrighty. So that was our occupancy by floor and our workspace management portion. Here we can see the cost object, the overview of the rates. Here it's leasing and operation and maintenance, and their planned costs, their actual costs to date. Here we can see the contract, the actual contract for the building. If I open that up, you can see on the top it said you are leaving. That is because I'm leaving location management again, immediately taking me over to the contract management portion of this. And here you can see some details about the building, your renewal and break options, your business partners involved, the objects that form part of this contract, the individual conditions in this contract. So here we can see we've got a rent-in condition, an operating cost, and it's so easy to add conditions, obviously, if you've got the the right role. So if we just want to add a electrical operational cost here, I just need to fill in a few areas. You can see a lot of these areas are already automatically filled in according to what you've set up in the contract. And it is very flexible. So you can change the frequency that this condition will run, if it's going to be yearly, annually, monthly. in advance and arrears, and these are out of the box settings, but you can change them according to your business needs. And see your valuation rules for the building. Here you can see the IFRS 16 compliance. The building has an additional regulation that it needs to comply to, which is German Commercial Code. And here I've got the original contract for this office. So I'm downloading it directly from the solution. And this means that you don't have to go digging in the archives to find these kinds of things. Here is my 29-page German contract for this building, dated and signed, and you're able to access it at any point. Okay, so that's really cool. Okay. Another thing I want to show you is that I can go down into my source ERP. Okay, let's just let it load. So from this contract, I've selected edit contract, and it's taken me to my source ERP. I can open up the contract. So because I just logged into the system, I have to put it in manually, but if you're already logged in, it'll automatically open up the contract. Okay, and here you can see all of the details in a more maybe familiar interface with all the details that we just went through in contract management with your partners that you can enter. There we go, the rental objects, all of the conditions. So this is just what it would look like from your back end. Okay. Cool. Now remember where we came from. We came all the way from an overall geo map of all of our sites, and we all the way down into one single contract looking at the rental cost and the per day and per month cost. So it's that end-to-end integration and that seamless integration that really comes into play here. Okay. Another cool feature is reminders. So the leasing administrator is able to see which contracts require their attention. And so you don't have to go digging through the whole pile of contracts to find out what's cracking. Okay. Cool. So that's contract management. We've taken a look at contract and workspace management. And now to finish off location management, I'm back in my Potsdam building and location. Okay, this is the contract that we just viewed. You can also assign equipment to your building. So these, the centrifugal pump and the elevator and so on, is equipment that we have associated with this building. And we're able to request maintenance directly from here. So it's got to plug into your asset maintenance network. I can't launch it because I don't have authorization, which is why it's your segregation of duties and so on coming into play. And you are also able to assign assets. So if I were to launch my Acme pump over here, it requests a password, which means that no one that isn't allowed to view this is going to be able to view it. But those who can view it are taken directly from the location management tool into your equipment. So here, your asset intelligence network. So here you can see all of the details related to your assets and equipment, and do whatever changes you need to do on this side. Okay. Then we have all the attached documentation. As we saw with the contract, you've got your emergency contacts, and here's an example of how you can partner with a external application. So what we've done here is we've gotten a third party to come in and take all of these wonderful pictures for us. So here's where your new HR person is going to do their tour before they go to work in the morning, so they're not horrendously lost. Here, you can see what coffees are on offer. And if I were to search for, let's say I've got a meeting with Marco and I have no idea where he is because I'm the new recruit, I can see all of the information that's loading over here about Marco. And not only that, I can see how to get to him So it gives me directions like Google Maps. I've found this recently and it's so cool. So you can see exactly where you are in the building. And this is where you see all of those individual components that I've been showing you coming together. So the workspace management, the contract management, the location management, all coming together in one neat little virtual tour. Okay. Then the last portion that I have on the demo for you today is you can insert a risk matrix. So you can include areas, safety, inspections, and so on. So here you can see that there's a catastrophic issue with the smoking detector and a serious issue with the fire detector. So you're able to see what's going on in your building at any time, and you can address it and send this information through to the relevant parties to resolve these issues. They even show you what the solution to these problems are. Okay. So it's a lot of information all on one building that we've seen for one area in Germany, which is one country in Europe, in Western Europe. You see what I'm getting at here. Okay, so that level of detail for one little building over here, and you can see how many sites that we have that you can manage all in one place at the touch of a finger. Okay. Then one last little thing is the analytics. I would be remiss to not show you some of that. And what you're going to be able to see is similar information that we already saw in our location management tool. But these analytics are very, flexible. So you can change it according to what you want to see for your business. Let's say that you've got a meeting with your real estate department that's in charge of the whole continent. Then you can show them this kind of information. Yeah, we've got a breakdown of the American region, all of the countries and subdivisions of those countries, site names, just, a little bit of detail in that. But like I said, you can chop and change this according to what kind of analytics you want to see. So I hope I've been able to show you how you can accelerate your leasing processes, automate some of your leasing activities, gain full control and visibility into your contracts. And just to finish off here, I've got a slide, let's say the top 5 benefits of cloud for real estate. And what it does is it enables a modern organization to lay out the foundation for a data-driven real estate management solution. It helps you to identify your underutilized resources, to provide better insights into your finances related to that. It shows you your most critical KPIs, and of course you've got your IFRS compliance and so on coming into that. If you need anything, here are my contact details. You can scan that QR code to save them directly to your cell phone. And yeah, thank you so much for attending the webinar. Thank you for your engaging questions. I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you, Tracy, for setting up this fantastic session.
Fantastic. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. And yes, once the presentation is ready in the recording, it will be shared with everyone. And we will do a one-pager with all the questions and answers from today. Great session, Shandy. Once again, thank you, thank you, thank you.